Hi guys! Welcome everyone on today's Intimezology session, and here with me, Talia Mint.
Hello.
I'm so happy for you. It's been again, I'm telling this every session because I don't really keep in touch with you girls since I left the industry, but I'm happy for you. It's been 10 years.
More.
Do you remember that scene?
The first scene I shot, yes,
Yeah.
of course. It was a girl for with Thomas, actually.
Oh.
What was the name of the actress? I'm not in touch with her anymore, and it was many years ago. I don't remember her name. She is a Spanish actress from Madrid, and I was very lucky that she was the first performer I had to work with. We had time to connect, we had time to chat, and she was so sweet, like the cutest little thing ever. But during the scene she was like completely different person, totally wild, very vocal, and I learned a lot from her. And it was a foot fetish scene with stockings. We had fishnet stockings. At some point we had to masturbate each other with fishnet stockings. Not sure. I don't know if I can say that. But anyways, we had to touch each other intimately. And it was actually quite painful because, you know, the fishnet can, fishnet against the sensitive part.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But it looks really good on video. And I was happy that I got to do that scene. And then there were many more. At some point, I was one of the most shot models on Viv Thomas' website.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Alice Locanta was producing for them at the time in Barcelona, and they were calling me all the time. And then he wrote me to apologize. He was like, I'm so sorry, but I cannot offer you more scenes because we shot you so much. And I opened the website and I see Talia Mint was this girl, Talia Mint was this girl, Talia Mint. It was like taliamint.com, not withthomas.com anymore. And I was like, I understand why. Yeah, I don't blame you. But by the time I already got connections in the business, so I started working for other productions too. Some of my first scenes were for Abby Winters. You know Abby Winters, right? Yeah, they shoot real intimacy. I enjoyed it a lot. Yeah, that's my cat. He's been jealous. He always asks for attention. So yeah.
But I remember ours. I never forget how innocent you were. It was your role to be a submissive and innocent girl, and somehow the industry always made the dominant side of me, you know. And I remember how I had to act rough with you, and then I never forget every time we cut or had a break, everything's okay. Are you not hurt? And is it everything all right? And and so many things happened since you traveled all around the world and experienced so many cultures and to a little bit getting into the spiritual part. I didn't know that how spiritual you are, but it turns out we had a little chit chat before this live started. So let's start from the beginning. You said you're coming from a spiritual family, and you get some knowledge, some basis knowledge, but then you a little bit turned away from this atmosphere. What happened there, and how you reached back to this mindset again?
So my father, he's been practicing Natha Yoga for many years, over 30 years now. My mom, she was learning Advaita Yoga, besides a lot of different teachings in spirituality, like Helena Blavatsky. She's a famous mystic, Russian mystic, Rerix, and many more. So in our home we all had a lot of books related to spirituality and mysticism. And my grandmother, she was very Christian, very, very Christian, reading the Bible, going to church, And she was like making me read the Bible, making me pray every night when I was staying with her. And every summer I would stay in her house in Russia until I was 10 years old, and she passed away when I was 10 years old. She was very lovely, but
she was strict.
She was the one who was telling me that it's wrong to think about sexual things. It's a sin.
Forbidden.
Yes, I have to think of disgusting things if I have like a sexual urge.
So it's a sin.
Yeah, it's a sin. We should be ashamed. And my mom was more open-minded, so she was just like, just don't do it in front of people. And I was like, why? And I still do it in front of many people. No problem there. So, but yeah, I saw kind of a contradiction between what my parents were teaching me and the way they behaved. For example, they were telling me that we are all part of one consciousness, and you have to put the other cheek and all of those things. And at the same time, my dad would come from work frustrated. The boss was a bitch, and like the neighbors were useless, and all like
so it wasn't really positive.
Yeah, it's like, okay, you teach me one thing, but then I see another.
Kind of way.
And also it was my mother told me about war when I was we had a proper conversation when I was around, I think, 8 or 9 years old, and she told me about the soldiers who were like taking a baby and smashing their head on the wall. I burst into tears when I heard that. Yes, it was difficult for me to process, and it was difficult for me to accept that we are part of this one being, the higher consciousness, and at the same time we have so much cruelty towards one another, so much hate and abuse, and so many things are done against the people's will, and so many people are like getting into victim situations. Hello. This is Enki. Enki is my beautiful cat. Yeah. So I guess unconsciously I just didn't want to be a part of it. So if we are all one and we are all connected, then I am a part of all of it.
How can we be so to the opposite side of this group? Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. And so I decided that this is all bullshit, and after I would just disappear. It was easier for me to think that I will just disappear and there will be nothing at all, than to think that we are part of something that is hurting itself so much, like a self-destructive God, you know.
It's a really big experience, because once you block yourself, maybe you save yourself from misery and negativity, but also you keep yourself away from any positive things.
Yeah.
So it's like you have to embrace both, because we are living in this dual world, and there is no white without black, and there is no good without bad. And
I don't see it now as black and white. I don't think it's. I think it's beyond duality. I think that consciousness is such a complex thing, and if we want to have free will, then the process of living together, coexisting, having free will and dreams that might clash with other people, the process of figuring out how to exist together is difficult, especially if we look at the evolution of our bodies, together with evolution of consciousness. We crawled out of the life fighting itself, all of this mess, and we're just trying to figure things out, how to be good with yourself and with other people, how much to give to yourself, how much we can give to others, because our energy that we carry, the amount of energy that we can hold and share is limited. How to be connected to something more without being overwhelmed by the amount of the more that we connect to, you know.
But it's by the examples what we have, and if you never experience this unconditional love, you cannot really expect from those who never feel it on their skin, you know. And so many kids grown up without real attention, real taking care of them, because what I see nowadays, they get a phone, they get a tablet, just don't stress me out, kid, and just be on your own. And this is how they grow up. So this distance by the soul, it's usual from them, and they never really feel, and even I think it's itchy from them to be too close to someone, you know. And this is what I experienced in our industry, how we get too close too fast, and there was no time to not let ourselves in it, you know. So once we met, maybe we never keep in touch in 10 years, but I still feel the connection because once we were really close.
Yes.
So this is what I cherish because of this business, and this is what I would like to show our soul sides. So we are really sensitive people.
Yes, we are. And I think we are in this business because we are sensitive and we are kind of looking for this connection consciously or unconsciously, and trying to dismiss the taboos that are not based on something that is truly dangerous, but it's just like old way of thinking, you know. I had a conversation with a friend of mine from Marbella, and she told me that, like, how can you be with so many different partners because they all bring different energy and it all mixes with yours, and you can like contaminate your spiritual body. And I told her, like, okay, yeah, there are a lot of things that I take in, but there are a lot of good things.
Of course.
The important thing, I think, is to know how to filter it and how to protect your energy, how to be grounded, how to find your core back if you're being kind of like pushed and shaky, you know. I'm still learning it, and yes, like, things do affect me. If I'm with a person who is anxious, for example, of course I can feel another person's anxiety, and some things can stay with me for several days. Sometimes I feel drained after certain interactions.
But it's not just in our business. You can just easily, if you take an airplane or train, or it doesn't matter what transportation kind, if you're surrounded by all the kinds of people, you can easily get the energy even if you don't realize it's from them.
Yes, yeah. I felt it in many different situations. Possibly during sex, if a person is willing to open and look for this connection, I guess you can take in more, because like you're completely open. Yes. But not everybody is like opening or sharing. Some people are just like more mechanical. They go through the positions like in modeling.
They're just conscious or unconscious, maybe doing it or draining you or giving energy like without even knowing, because we are not really aware of what we are capable.
Yes.
So all of us, I'm sure all of us has power and different kind of like this special power, you know.
We all have limitless potential.
Yeah.
I believe it. I have seen people do what I thought would be impossible things and changing completely. And it's just the way that we realize it is different. So I believe anybody has the artistic side. Anybody can learn how to draw. What you will decide to draw and what will come out of you is going to be different, because the perspective is very
just
different.
Because you want it and you work for it, and what you are curious, it's not a struggle to learn, because you are like a sponge, but you are really interested about it. And if you follow your heart, it's like you just getting the infos without even trying so hard.
I had many moments when I would ask myself a question, and the answer would come like in a song, in something that I randomly see on the street. Since I became more open to it, I started paying more attention, because before, when I was so closed, and I was really closed for like quite a few years, I just didn't pay attention. And then I started paying attention, and I see it more often. So like the communication with our unconscious, with common consciousness, is non-stop. It's just us, either we notice it or we don't.
Yeah, so many times I'm thinking about, like, doesn't matter what you believe, or guardian angels, or your leaders or mentors, or doesn't matter how you call. Can you imagine how millions little signs they sending us? And when we realize the first, when they are cheering after the finally. But there are always many signs. If you think about yourself, I don't know, have you ever experienced this thing? You were thinking of someone and they just called you?
Oh, it happens a lot.
Or the other way, like you think about them and you call them and they say like, oh my God, you were in my head for days. Like the emails go through, we just don't think it seriously.
Yeah, I think it might come from the same fear of being connected to a lot of things, some of which we might not want to connect to. I had a really funny story when I went to travel around India, and I went for my birthday to see my aunt, who goes there, and she stays there for about like half a year every year. And she was a follower of Sai Baba, and so she lives next to his ashram. At the same time, another aunt was visiting, so it was like a big family reunion. I haven't seen them in many years.
It's so amazing. It's so far away from, like, it's impossible, but still it happened.
It happened, and I was very determined to make it happen. Even I had my friends telling me like, okay, you're not gonna go. I was like, no, I'm going.
It's fine.
I'm going.
You have to be there.
I don't know if it was fate.
But if it's meant to be,
I think, I'm not sure, because I'm going to India for my birthday, and the town that I go to, where my aunt is staying, is called Puttaparthi. I was like, what? I'm going to Puttaparthi on my birthday.
But I know in India where the Buddha means like it's an old lady or something like that.
I don't remember. It definitely doesn't mean the same thing that is Spanglish that I'm used to.
Okay.
But for me, because I lived in Spain for a long time and I speak English, and Puttaparthi is, you know like what, right? It's not with B, it's with P. Yes.
Budapest.
Puttaparthi.
Budapest.
Not Budapest.
Yeah.
So, and like, the universe has really good sense of humor, amazing sense of humor. After my birthday, I met a yoga teacher who was a friend of my aunt. We did a little session of yoga, Hatha Yoga, which is like my favorite kind. And then she invited me to do the card reading in her place. I go there. You can feel the atmosphere there. Like she had, I don't know, the electromagnetic thing that you walked into the place and you feel it, you know, like the charge is charging the air, And we had some tea, and we're doing the cards. You know what card I pulled out? Golden shower.
Oh my God.
And it had a flower opening, like a lotus, with golden drops kind of falling on it, and energy spiraling from the center of it.
Oh.
And
what does it mean?
Basically it came with like 2 or 3 helping cards, and the meaning was that I will get support on my path, and I should not be afraid to ask for help. So everything will be okay, but communicate. And if you need something, don't be afraid, go and ask for it. I'm still a bit struggling with asking for help. I'm working on it, because like I was brought up to be independent, and it was very important for me to be independent.
So you learned that you cannot rely on anybody else except yourself, and it was like a saving mechanism.
Yeah. And now I'm working and trying to...
And you deserve all the help and support. You don't have to do it alone.
Yeah, this is like, it was such a difficult process for me to realize how precious this experience is, because we are not alone. Because we have each other,
and we are struggling the same.
Mm-hmm.
Just we don't share, so we don't know that, oh my god, you have the same problem, really? Let's come together and solve it.
Yeah.
But we don't speak it, we don't dare, or is it a shame to talk about our fears and things like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and also you said about the guys as well, like for me, my ego was just rejecting it so much, because my ego wanted to be the best of the best.
And you could do anything on your own, and
of course.
You don't need anybody.
Of course. And then I started reading a book on kinesiology. First time I read it, oh my god, so many things I didn't even remember, because my ego was like pushing back.
You don't even need that.
Yeah, you don't need that. And second time, I actually started reading it, and I was like, wow. And how I convinced my ego to get on the same page, because it was a conversation with myself. I don't think that killing our ego is the right way to go.
Embrace it and find this old gold middle way, I guess.
For me, yes. I don't know, we have all different like way, but I don't want to destroy any part of myself. I would like to be able to transform and grow, instead of just like killing that part of me and to be something else, you know. So I talked to myself and I said, okay, but do you want to continuously grow and evolve, or do you want to just reach one point and just be there forever? Of course, you don't want to be stuck in the same place forever.
It's a natural process, but some people like to keep in their comfort zone, and they are afraid to level up or upgrade themselves, and they just good what they know. But there's a good quote, like, if you are the smartest kid in the room, you are in the wrong room.
Mm-hmm.
And so many people like to be the smartest kid, but they don't realize that probably they are still not in the right room.
Yeah.
And maybe it's a good time to bring up your transformation.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know when did you start, but recently I found out that Talia started to publish her poems, and not in just any usual boring way. She makes so exciting and interesting videos about it, and she's making like a little movies of each. So tell me about this new project of yours.
Yeah, I only published 2 reels so far, guys. Don't
But
get
it's
too
amazing.
excited. Thank you. I want to do more. The ideas that I have require time to execute them, because I need different. What I have in my head might be a little bit too complex. So I started writing things down, and now I'm working on the scripts, and I need to find a way to simplify them. I'm working with ChatGPT also to help me make short lists and try to make it more organized, because in my mind it's all and I feel it's a good way to use ChatGPT. Not like, I don't want it to create things for me. I just want to give the ideas and it's been pretty good. Yeah. So I tried to generate some images with ChatGPT too, but it's not what I'm looking for. So now I want to create like frame by frame everything for every poem that I want to do, and do what I can, gather in the folders, and just with time build them. But it will take some time, and for this account I'm not like rushing to get publicity. I'm not going to post every day.
Because it's finally I guess this is your heart project, what you're doing for your expressing yourself, and not to make I don't know, another income.
Yes, but I'm happy that I started doing it, and I had encouragement from people around me. Tiffany Tatum said that I will be your fan because I let her read some of my poems and she really liked them. So she encouraged me a lot, and many other people too. And I had my Instagram account deleted around a month ago, and I thought, okay, it's time. I'm going to make 2 pages.
You're getting more signs to start fresh.
Yes, but it's difficult. It's difficult, yeah. So I started with now I have 2 pages because I still need a page for work and I still need to sustain myself. So I need to make a living. I can just say I'm a poet, and that's it. No. And I like the content creation, but I like creative things. Like we shot a really good scene with Shadow Dmitry. It's like an erotic thriller, and it's gonna take about 2 weeks to edit because it's complex.
So many, a little short, I guess.
Yeah, but I think it's gonna be great, and I want to do more content like that. So it's going to take longer to produce. I probably will be making less money for a while because people want fast and new stuff all the time.
Just the way you're talking about this project, you are shining, and your voice and eyes are different when you're talking about this.
It's what I would like to do, so I hope that I will get more followers who will appreciate it.
Follow guys, Talia Mint art. I will tag her so you will find it easily.
Thank you. And I also wrote a script for a girl video that I want to make, but it's so complicated. I need Hollywood crew to make it good, and I don't have it. I don't have a budget.
You will have.
But I have friends. I have good friends who are ready to spend extra time, put extra effort to make it happen. Now we're looking for a cameraman for this. Kate Quinn already agreed to do it with me. We just need I talked to Robin about it. I don't know if he's going to agree, but if not, there are other people.
You will find your team.
Yeah, and it's gonna take a while to shoot, but the results I think are gonna be great. And the other thing is that I'm not great at marketing.
No, it's never good when you have to advertise yourself. I'm struggling the same way. When you said I need a manager.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's easier to somebody to say I can talk about you, how amazing you are, how beautiful you are, how talented you are. But if I would have to say the same exact words about myself, I would I'm kind of talented, trying to. It's not the same.
Yeah, it's not the same. Yeah.
So tell me, how did you? Okay, I also writing poems. That's why I'm feeling so connected through this topic with you. But as we were agreed that it's not always happy writing, and it's not always flowery, and it's also contains our deepest, darkest, miserable side. But this is one of the healthiest way to express it and release it and process it, and it's the whole letting go thing. So I don't want to dig deep in those specific moments when you felt that you have to write this out of your chest, but if there would be any public story behind these poems that you would like to share.
Yeah, I have many. One that I wrote was after I saw in Mexico how we contaminate the impact that we have on the planet, because I went to a nature reserve that was supposed to be pristine for a Christmas shoot, and we arrived to a beach covered in plastic and rubber and all of that, and that crushed me completely. So I have a few poems kind of not specifically about that. I can read some and you will see if you want.
Yeah, definitely. Even if you would like to share one I'm sure everyone would be happy about it.
Yeah, so it's not like I go through a certain experience and I write a poem right away. Usually I face or live through something, and then after a while it's probably like a part of the processing. Also, some of them are inspired by people in my life. Like, I have a friend who told me that he doesn't like to discuss his plans with other people because he feels like when he says things out loud, it just invalidates the, like, makes it less important for himself, makes it less
so he likes to keep
valid.
Yeah.
So he likes to keep it to himself, and there is a
sure
poem about that. So yeah, like this one, for example, is about this was inspired by like browsing social media, and I see right now that for example, transgender people are getting so many troubles in the US specifically, and
not just there, everywhere.
Not just there, yes. And then we are super forgiving to other people who are abusing us and like glorifying people who don't really deserve it, who are supposed to be serving the society, and they are not being the right leaders. And yet they're getting so much praise, and also people on social media who are pretending to be someone they are not. Was like part of it is me as well, and I like, for example, when we have to do reels, there's just like repeating the thing after other people, and I do it, but if I don't do it, then I don't earn and I don't get paid, and it's just the way this is built that I don't feel that it's right. I don't want to just play some role of someone else online, but I don't know how to be in a different way and not disconnect myself completely from the society.
You find a very good way. Because it's something different. You do something that people are not expecting from you, from us, you know. So they are so close-minded and they don't know this industry so well. They don't know so many specific details about it that would change their opinion about us. So that's one of the best way to show that you are not just a pretty face with a pretty body with some open leg skills.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm nervous. I haven't read this poem out loud to anyone before. It's the first time, you guys. Okay. There is no happiness in selfish rush for wealth. No joy in reaching the desired goals when on the way we lose our soul and face. And finish line is getting further as we crawl among the dirt and rotten flesh of those who died before they ever reached the end. But we're convinced that all is well, and so, unwilling to accept the truth, we just pretend. Our gold is real, but the smiles are fake. How long is an appropriate embrace? How firm should be a confident handshake? And should we pray? Let's do it just in case. What should we say to get a lot of views? What should we wear to please the public most? Whom should we praise and whom should we abuse to get the likes, the funds, the trust, the votes? Imagine we succeeded, stole the show, won all the trophies over filled half-empty glass. Did we accomplish anything at all? How much of all of that was truly us?
Oh my God. Babe. I don't know how are you with your poems, but I experience with some of mine that I'm starting to write and it just written itself. It's like you are channeled and you are getting the right words, the right rhymes, the right everything to give out this little piece of your heart, your deepest truth, you know.
I have a lot of that. Like, first it just flows out of me. Sometimes I get stuck because it doesn't rhyme and I need to feel a little bit and find the right words. And then I edit. So I have like a first just pouring it out.
Yeah.
Yes, and then I sit and I edit and I change for it to be more melodic.
That is beautiful, really. I can feel your heart in it, really.
Thank you. Yeah.
It's very good, and I hope, yeah, so I like it too.
Do you usually read your poetry online?
No. I started and I'm struggling with it. I didn't have this creative imagination like you to shoot a whole movie to it. I'm more like just standing still and turning to the camera, but I just tried once or twice. It's different. For me, it's different when I'm writing in Hungarian and different when I'm writing on something in English. When I'm writing in English, for me, it's always more like a song. And I'm still missing, like, I don't hear what would be the music on there, you know, and I'm stuck at this point. So I'm still learning this process, how to express my poems in the right way, because I'm still experiencing or getting this feedback from my people from Hungary that they, doesn't matter what I do, I'm always gonna be my best. And this is one of my purpose with this podcast, to prove that they are wrong and they don't really know me at all, and this is why I'm so happy that you accepted or participating in this podcast. So I'm encouraging you to do more, and it will encourage me to do so.
Yeah. Maybe we can hear one of your poems too.
It's on my phone, but there is one that I can tell you by my head. It was like, we don't read books, we don't read the journal, so I need to get out of here. I'm experiencing from my life, from my past and my past lives, what is the goal to have the same damn life prize. So it was something like this, but it sounds like a rap, you know. And
Okay,
it's like, we don't read books, we don't read the journal, and this is why I need to get out of here. So for me, when I'm writing in English, it's more like a song, but I really want to publish my Hungarians because it's more deep, and of course on my mother tongue language it's different. And I had very like deep overnights or drinking nights, and I really felt like, oh fuck, what if I will die? I have to write this out of my system, you know, what am I gonna leave to the next generation? Have you feel this, or what's your purpose of just release?
With my poetry, I don't know if I see it as a legacy for the next generations. I guess it does reflect like some current state of events, so it could have some value, like artistic value. I just wanted to publish because for many years I was afraid to even share them and even read them to my friends, and then slowly I started reading them to people and I got good feedback and they liked it, and then I felt encouraged to share them with more people. And I want to see if somebody can connect and relate, you know. But I don't know if I think that we leave an imprint on every person that we touch and we interact with. So I don't think that like just having kids and passing your knowledge is the only way, because we are sharing knowledge all the time. I'm just trying to be a good person. I'm trying. So it's complicated nowadays, you know, because I feel very lucky that I'm in this industry, because I see so many businesses that are just damaging the people, the planet. Not all of them, of course, but a lot. And I feel like this is least harmful thing, you know.
Yeah. We are literally making love.
Yes.
Yeah. And we still get attacked by people who have real bigger sins than us.
Of course, but I don't know. Maybe working as a volunteer would be better, but it's not work. If it's volunteer work, I did 2 volunteer trips in my life.
Really?
The second one recently because I felt like I have to do something. I felt like my job
for the community.
Yes, exactly. I felt like I'm not giving like my 100%. I'm not contributing enough, and I have so much, and I don't give back enough. You know, so I joined a volunteer project in Thailand, and I went to teach English in the kindergarten, and it was amazing. It was such a great experience. And I would love to do more things like that. I also asked my friend who has a waste management company, and he has some educational sessions in different schools. He works a lot with kids because he says that it's difficult to convince a grown-up person to stop buying plastic or to use less or to change their habits, because it's a big effort to change a habit.
Okay, just making a good example.
Yeah, but when you manage to reach a child and you come to their parents and they say like, "Mom, why are you fucking up the planet where I have to live?" Like,
they don't listen.
Works. No, it works better. It works
really?
Much better. Yes, parents. Parents would listen to their child. Yeah, much better than trying to reach another. Sorry. They are much easier to get this from a child than from another adult.
Yeah, of course.
There's way less resistance. So he promised to put me in a project this autumn, and I hope that it will happen, because he also was promising last year and he didn't do it. But I hope we can do it this year. I feel like it's very important, the education on not just waste management, but how we manage the resources that we have.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm not saying that plastic is bad. We do need plastic in medicine, in tech, in so many spheres of life, but single-use plastic should not exist. Just buying something and throwing it away, and tons and tons and tons of garbage in the oceans, on the landfills. Like, okay, you scrape it under the carpet like I used to do when I was a kid, you know, and I didn't want to clean. I would just swipe it under the carpet and pretend it's not there, you know, but it doesn't just like disappear like this.
No,
so
it just literally there is not enough space, and we have so much rubbish and okay, I never do any research about it, how they recycle it, you know.
There are new technologies appearing all the time, but there is definitely not enough funding in that area. For some reason, some governments spend so much money on war, but not enough to actually maintain the place that we all live in, you know. I'm happy to see more and more people talking about it and becoming more aware. And now they have like since years already the research in this like bacteria that can convert plastic into biofuel and biodegradable things. There is also a guy in America that's making gasoline from plastic now, but I don't know if the process still is still causing pollution, you know. And plus, if you like use this kind of engines, for sure there are going to be CO2 emissions, so it's not the best solution, I guess, but it's something, you know. And there is recycling in some countries better, in some countries worse. Here in Budapest, I noticed, for example, that they don't have containers for glass.
Yeah,
So
it's very rare to find.
But there are some points where you can bring, or in some shops you can bring back the bottles. And they put plastic and aluminium in the same container, for example. But there are efforts being made.
Starting to.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry, my cat is being dangerously close to the phone. He likes to throw things off the shelves. So in some countries it's better, in some countries it's worse. Right now there is no good way to recycle synthetic clothes, especially mix of different fabrics, synthetic and non-synthetic. Some people like put them in the walls, during construction, try to repurpose, try to make new things with them,
I saw some art, like they making the statues and really artistic concept from recycling bottles and cans and things like that. So people are getting more and more creative about it.
Yeah. But it's still an issue, and there are so many companies and new companies in fashion appearing every year, and I see so many creators like, I'm gonna make my own clothing brand. But my own clothing brand is usually stuff from China, printed somewhere in China or in Philippines or somewhere, and distributed by third party with third party logistics.
And you never know how they treat them really or how they.
Yeah, if you're a small independent brand but with connections with big factories, you don't know. And then there's AliExpress.
And do you feel the energy of those products behind, if it's not so pure or not so natural? Because you never know who's, I don't know, Bangladesh kids, under the, in the, what's the downstairs? The basement. Yeah, so you never know. So do you think that those products and productions contain that energy, and how does it affect that business?
The person who wears
or
it.
The business or the person?
I cannot say that I feel specific energy because I'm not as perceptive. From the clothes, like I can feel things from other people more, but I'm not so sensitive that I would like take a piece of clothes. And also I think not all of these people are realizing that they can be paid more and can have better conditions, and a lot of them are happy just to have work. But it doesn't mean that underpaying and abuse is okay just because a person had circumstances that were so bad that something like this is better. So but it doesn't mean like if I don't feel the bad energy, it doesn't mean that it's good. What I noticed when I stopped eating like food, for example, that comes in plastic and single-use packaging, sometimes I still use because I'm not like perfect, but I try not to as much as I can. I started eating healthier, you buy fruits, vegetables in the market. Fresh. Yeah, like no chips or like packet things. My friends come and they bring stuff, and I eat with them sometimes. But still, it's not in the same amounts that I used to. I used to consume a lot of trash. I would go to the supermarket twice a day and just buy a bag full of stuff that was like, I don't know what is in there, Yeah, so I feel better physically because the quality of food that I consume now is better. The clothing I want to switch to organic for now is difficult in our business, especially when the productions tell you that you need to bring this and this and this and that and different sets of lingerie. And
it's really hard to find organic ones.
Whoa!
And
oh
I
my
guess
god!
It's really expensive as well if you maybe even find.
The brands, yes, there are some brands that do organic. They don't look so sexy. I couldn't find a brand of organic lingerie that is like sexy. There are some things that are made of silk that look nice and they feel nice, but silk, yes, is expensive. So if you guys want to sponsor organic lingerie brand,
looking for,
let us know. I would love to do a project like that. It would be a really good project, I think. Yeah, it's difficult, and so yeah, like lingerie, sexy outfits, all of that stuff, bikinis, for example, like swimwear. There are some knitted ones that I had, but now I had to buy new ones.
Knitted swimsuits.
Yeah, knitted swimsuits.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yeah, in Tulum you can find quite a few. In Tulum there's so many organic brands.
Wow.
And in Bali as well. So in Barcelona there are as well. Now I don't know about Madrid, but I think in the big cities in Spain there are like a lot of brands that appear. Also I buy secondhand clothes sometimes, and that's like recycling.
So unique stuff coming out from there.
Yeah, and I don't feel so bad about buying something even if it's synthetic, because it's repurposing.
Yeah.
I didn't sponsor a brand that is not like conscious, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stop it. He says he's like, okay, enough now. Now you're mine.
But tell me, because you were so many places, you really traveled all around the world. What was the most, I'm always using the word spiritual, but the most spiritual impact that affected you, which place was that? Bali or India or?
Spiritual impact. I definitely felt very much connected in India, but it was kind of like a lot of contrasts in all of those places actually, but in India more.
Like
so,
rich inside and poor outside, you
yes, completely neglecting the physical and focusing. Some people focusing on spiritual, some people just neglecting themselves and the place that they live in. When I was visiting my aunt, she was telling me about Sai Baba, and then he was teaching to take care of ourselves and our home. But people understand home as just the room that they live in.
Yeah.
Home, our home is bigger than just one room that you inhabit. Like if you walk outside, it's also part of our home. Our home is our planet.
Yeah.
Our home is the reality that we all share. And people take things too figuratively, and then you see like sacred places. So many pilgrims. I went to Vrindavan during Diwali festival.
Mm-hmm.
Thousands of pilgrims, and they walk in circles around the temple. It's like some kind of ritual that they do. The temple is beautiful. You walk into the temple, you have to take your shoes off. All the temples are really well maintained, super clean. Yes, but outside of the temple, shit everywhere, and you see people who are like, they live their life, they have their families, and they just left everything, and they went to live the rest of their days basically on the street as bums, just waiting to die, and like they're just waiting to be reconnected with God, and that's like it was a bit sad for me to see. I don't know their experience on the inside, what they are living, but for me it was like, okay, you're neglecting a big part of yourself and just focusing on something outside, like one side, yes. And I was talking to my guide, and I told him, like, during this festival, I told him, if these people, instead of throwing garbage, would just pick one thing, one person, one thing, the place would be so clean. Yeah. And they say that
reason why, and there's no trash or no gnat or not things, but they always have some reason why it's easier to throw more instead of picking up.
Yeah, and so I went to the more south, the Batima that was more in the south, and there was one of the most spectacular sceneries that I could see, a beautiful river, trees, the birds flying, almost touching the water, and it was like from a postcard. And then I looked down, and it's fucking trash, just trash, and I was like, please, and that if I was Krishna, I would not reincarnate there. I wouldn't. Yeah, even I'm not Krishna, I don't want to see it because I want to do something about it. And when we were in Himalayas and we went camping in Himalayas, and I wake up and I walk outside of my tent and I see the most spectacular sunrise and the amazing nature, and then there's plastic in Himalayas, in the mountains, and they have the kiosks where they sell it and people drink it and just throw it on the floor, and the glass and the plastic glass packages of chips. There I took a garbage bin and I was going every morning gathering plastic, bringing it to the place. Like, at least they do recycle. So if you take it to that little spot, they have like a tiny kiosk and they can provide you with camping equipment, and they also sell like water and the basic things for people who climb and who do like it's like a kind of campsite, you know. So like there they do recycle and they separate garbage. I saw a guy was separating plastic from other trash. But the people who go there and consume, next to us there were just a bunch of young people like partying, and I asked them, because they wanted to take pictures. It's like they want to take pictures with every white person, like it's like something unusual, you know, like a
salam, this famous statue.
Yeah, every tourist is a celebrity there. So they wanted to take pictures, and I told them, guys, please just make sure that you clean up after you leave, because we are staying here for longer. Yeah, and like, just please clean up. Do you think I did? No. Empty bottles, empty packets of chips and crisps and stuff, and there, like, me and my friend was helping me also, and when I started picking things up, there were some people who also joined me, you know.
Really?
And some people thought that I was a part of Waste Warriors, and they're like, "Oh, you're with Waste Warriors organization." I'm like, "No, I'm not with an organization. I just don't like it." Yeah, and like, you don't need to be a part of some organization to see that something is wrong, and if you can do something about it, just tiny effort. It's not even that much. Yeah. Not even that much effort. But then I went to other places where the amount of garbage was so huge that I didn't even try, because
it's like with the fish net wouldn't be enough, I guess.
Yes. And yet there are so many people there, and so many people who don't do
But I guess
anything.
Most of them it's tourists.
No, there are many. There are loads of locals, and there are many people from Pakistan, from the nearby countries. A lot of immigrants from the nearby countries as well. India is very welcoming. It's. I think you just be careful with the phone. So they welcome a lot of immigrants, but they don't have the infrastructure to support the amount of people that they welcome into their country. I think a lot of European countries are struggling with the same. So, okay, sorry, but if you don't behave, I will put you away, baby, because...
Let's see if there was some comments. Ooh, so many of you joined. Good evening, girls. Thank you, Fetzo. You're a beautiful cat. So many people joined during. Very emotional poems, ladies.
Oh, thank you.
I'm doing clothes brand with Lian, cannabis and wool. Go girl.
Yeah! Amazing.
Nice. You see, that it's always worth it to go live.
Yes, yeah. But clothing brand or lingerie brand?
Advaita Yoga. He's from Slovenia, actually. I don't know how was your relative within Slovenia, the work when you were there, or it was just casual?
In Slovenia, I went to learn tantric massage.
Yes. Another interesting topic.
Yeah, I met a practitioner, Romeo Rene, during the failed sex championship that was a totally fake project made by Dragan, the guy who just wants to make some money, thinks that he can get rich if he brings popular people, just the names, and he did not. There was zero organization. We arrived and we were told, this is a democracy, you make your own schedule, you do what you want. And when they were trying to recruit us, to cast us, they sent us a huge email saying there will be sexologists, there will be the judges, there will be like this and this and this and that, so it's going to be like a real championship. I don't think that any like football team that arrives to championship is just being thrown there and said, you make your own schedule. You just, it's the democracy.
Play with whoever you want.
Do whatever, yeah. What? We arrived first night, we stayed in the hotel. There were reporters from the Sol, which is a really big, it's like a news channel. And they were taking interviews from all of us. Before that, so many actors and actresses gave interviews for big bloggers and channels. So even the neighbor in Marbella where I lived at the time knew about it. So even like person who was not connected to the business at all, so many people knew about it. It went viral, and we arrived there after the first night in a hotel. We were going to the location, and the cameras were not even set up. So there were like cameras hanging from the ceiling with the wires, nothing working. They only got it working the day after, so we all were advertising for a long time that this is the day where you can go and watch. No plan, no organization, we didn't know what we were doing, no sexologist. There was a tantra specialist that I'm very grateful.
At least one thing came out good.
Yeah, I met also a few people whom I liked a lot and we connected well, but the experience was not the best. We were in this like space without ventilation, with closed windows, just a bunch of room with a bunch of beds. One of the guys didn't have the PCR test for HIV, and antibody test might not show for a long time, up to half a year, I believe. So when I found out, I wrote to the organizer first, privately on WhatsApp, and said,
"He's supposed to check first of all of your tests."
They asked us for tests 2 weeks before, and then the fresh tests before the championship, but they did not really check. It's like the most important test, and the guy before that was bragging about having so many swinger parties and so many orgies.
That's risky.
No, even if he didn't, it's still risky. And so I messaged privately Dragan, and he said, okay, well, we'll take care of it. And I said, make sure that he doesn't have any interactions with other performers, because we have to stay here for quite a while, and we have to
That
all
was his
compete
solution.
with each other. He promised that he will take care of it. And to the guy, he said that it's okay, you can do what you want.
Just to tell you a little quick checkup with catch up. I remember that story because I was watching live your it wasn't a show, but you wanted to record, and it was a live streaming from Instagram, or I don't know.
Yeah, it was an Instagram live streaming.
It was really now she trying to camera. So even though we don't really keep in touch, I had to write to you, and I wanted to send you my support because we are such a big family and we can reach far, you know, and I'm sure not I was the only one who wrote to you.
Yeah, there were many people who wrote to me, yes. Yeah.
So maybe we are not keeping touch all the time, but when we are really in a jam, it really shows that how much we stand up for each other.
Yeah.
So
yes.
what was the end of this story? Like he didn't pay, he didn't organize shit.
He didn't organize shit. Then he told us that we're supposed to bring more people, and it's our fault that they're not making enough money. Tried to blame it on us, saying that like it's not gonna work out and we all have to go home. And then when I talked to him about the STI test, because the guy was like interacting with many other girls. One of them did not speak any English. She was Spanish. She didn't even know. She was young. She was new in the business. She didn't check the tests. So
she already fucked him.
Yes, yeah. And after I talked to him personally to say that don't do this because it's irresponsible. After I talked to Dragan personally,
that his test is not okay.
Yes, of course he knew, but he didn't really care much.
But he was also this new person, or
he wasn't a new person, no. And he has a family and a son, so I don't want to talk about him publicly because I don't want to bring troubles to his family, you know. Otherwise, maybe I would say like publicly who it is. I told people in the business who it is, but I don't want to like put it out there. He doesn't shoot a lot for the productions, but he does shoot with his partner as well, and they are swingers and they're like open-minded people. Nothing wrong with that, but like get tested.
And tested.
Exactly, and be responsible. Be responsible, yes. So I confronted Dragan, and I showed him because he was not listening to me. I was telling him that antibody test is not reliable. And he was like, doctor said that it's okay. You're not a doctor. What are you talking about? I told him I'm in this business for many years. I was there when they were changing the rules for the testing.
From 3 weeks to 2 weeks, you mean?
From non-PCR to PCR, when PCR became mandatory because antibody test for HIV failed because one of the big actors in Spain
I think the big name.
Yes. After shoot with me, I was my second boy girl. I got a call next day. It was one day before Valentine's Day. I was supposed to meet my now ex-boyfriend in France, in Paris, for a romantic holiday, and I got a call to say that the actor I just shot with got positive for HIV. I went directly to the center in Barcelona. I got thankfully social security is really good in Spain, so I got the PrEP treatment for free, and I went on PrEP right away. It wasn't even 42 hours yet, so I was very lucky that I was told right away.
Yeah.
So I could start taking PrEP, but because I was on PrEP, I had to wait half a year for the definite result. And for half a year, I didn't know.
I didn't know.
Oh my God, it was the work in the most difficult time of my life.
And I guess you were taking a lot of medicine and tea and everything to make sure you clean out or do as you the best as you can.
I was just taking the pills that I had to take. Like they're pretty heavy for the liver and the kidneys, but thankfully my body handled it pretty well, so I didn't have like any side effects or complications. But psychologically, it was very hard for me because every morning I was waking up and checking myself and thinking that I have a fever and thinking that I have some kind of symptoms. And thinking, what am I going to do now? How am I going to tell my parents? How am I going to explain to my family that knows about my job and was very supportive of it if I get sick? What is going to happen with my career? Like, I was preparing for my life to collapse completely and just to be ready for the moment if I get a positive test. Thankfully, all of us, there were 11 girls in the list that were like had direct contact with him. All of us tested negative, but I was the one that started PrEP and had to wait longest because all of the other girls that didn't start PrEP. It was too late for PrEP. It was too late. Yes, PrEP you can do the first 48 hours after the contact for it to work. And they had longer time, so they could have definite results in I think 3 months or even less. So they had to wait less time. I had a lot of support though, like from my friends in the business. Mikey gave me work as his assistant. And I moved to Barcelona and I started working for MindGeek, and I was doing so many things in the production and learning a lot about the production process because we were working together side by side and doing everything from model bookings to writing scripts, directing, and the whole process.
See the other side of.
Yeah, so I wasn't left without work and just teached also. Private gave me some work managing social media. It didn't really work out because I was better doing the real life work and working with people, but I was very happy that they offered me work and they offered me money and I got so much support. Yes, I wasn't alone with no money and nobody talking to me. But at the same time, I got so many messages right after it happened saying, "Oh my God, we're so sorry for you. Oh my God, this," and people talking to me as if I was dying. And that's not what I needed. At that moment, I was so stressed and people were talking to me as I was sick already. And I'm like, guys, I don't know. I might be okay. And it turned out to be okay, but I didn't know. So then when I was on the fake sex championship and Dragan was telling me doctor said it's okay, I was I told him, and I even told him privately in the message everything that I went through, that we were there in the labs when they were discussing changing, making PCR mandatory, bringing the equipment to Europe. So the American guy was coming here from the lab and from talent testing in the US, bringing the equipment, setting up the business here. I was in those meetings and there is the reason for it. And I know why. Because the antibody test is not reliable. So, so basically, he did not believe me. He didn't see me as any kind of trustworthy person or someone with enough experience, because I'm just a girl in adult business. What do I know? Of course, So, so I just went on Google and I pulled out information, facts, and I came to him and I was like, please read this. I'm not making this up. You can look it up and you can find tons of information about this. He didn't want to look. He refused because he didn't want to acknowledge that he made a mistake and it was a serious fuck up. And then he told me, you are making problems. I'm not going to pay you, and I'm not going to pay any of you, and it's your fault. You are making problems. I said, I am making problems?
To blame someone else.
I am making problems. I told him, you better pay us, or otherwise I'm going to go live and I will tell everything, because everybody already decided that we are going to leave. Everyone already was like, we are leaving, we are not staying here, and he knew it. And I said, like, you need to like fucking compensate us for this. And he said, no, I'm not paying you anything. I'm not paying any of you.
But he just disappeared and nobody could sue him, or?
So basically that's when I went live, and he like just just jumped onto me and
I didn't know but it was in the live.
He was in the live
stream.
stream.
Insane.
I don't know what he was thinking, because we had guys there like next to me, and they restrained him, and I called the police. And I went to talk to the police about it.
You recorded all that, but I don't understand why it wasn't enough. You had contract and everything, no?
We did not sign any contracts upon arrival, but he had no right to stream it, because there was no consent for sexually explicit content to be streamed live.
He needs your permission,
of course.
All of yours.
Of course.
It wasn't enough to sue him?
What I was told is that it goes under the civil law, because because we were there out of our own free will. Like, I didn't have a person pushing the phone of my hand out of my own free will, but he didn't do any damage to me. There were guys who restrained him. That was the only reason why he didn't do any damage to me. If they were not there, he would. It doesn't count as an offense because there was no damage done.
Oh my God.
And the police was driving with me for about 40 minutes. I was telling them everything. All of that was recorded. They had like a microphone. They had a camera. I think they had even a video camera in the car. And they did not open a case. And I told them, should I not go to the station? Shouldn't I fill some paperwork, make a formal statement? And they
make
said,
it official?
Yeah, and they said, no, it's enough because it's all being recorded. But then I was reached out by an organization who is helping the... You don't think I should talk about it, right, Enki? Yeah, I know you're very clever, but I'm gonna talk anyways. So I was reached out by an organization who is protecting the rights of sex workers in Sweden, and they said that they can try to find a lawyer for me that works with them, but they just needed the number of the like case, or I don't know how do you call it, the report, the police report. And when I tried to contact the police, they did not have the number of the report, as if it never happened.
That's cruel.
Yeah, the police asked me if I was in any danger, if they should come in. I was not going to lie to them. I said no, because there are other guys there, and there were more of other guys than just one dude. And like, no, he cannot do anything to me, and that was
his luck.
That was it. And the police didn't even want to come in because, of course, like you need either a warrant or you need some like active crime going on. So then the organization said that because there was no like registered report, they cannot give me a lawyer, so we would have to look for a civil lawyer, pay the lawyer, start the court case, pay from our own pocket, first I wanted to spend my money and go, but the people who were there with me were telling me, no, we have to go together, let's go together, let's go all of us as a group. And and then I was like, okay, let's do it, but in the end nothing happened, nobody did anything, and I had to get on with my life. And after a while I got a message on Twitter from a couple who was there, And because he didn't stop, he stopped for a while, and then he started recruiting more people. And I told them, I said that we need to do something about it because he's gonna do the same thing to more people, you know. But by the time that like I was waiting for everybody to come together, and then it wasn't happening, and then I just didn't have resources to do it on my own. When I had resources, the people I was with, they were like, no, let's do it together. And then I simply didn't have resources to fly to Sweden, to pay the lawyer, to, you know, because it's expensive. Stay there in a hotel, like, you know. I understand that it's important, and he should not be in our business, but I simply couldn't. I couldn't afford to do all of that, you know.
No, but it's forever in the porn industry, so nobody will ever forget this shit happening.
You would think, but he finds amateur people and new creators who went second time. He had people there in the same location.
Again?
Yes.
Oh my God.
He did the same thing again, the same location. He found a bunch of people who were like new to the business or amateurs, and this couple reached out to me, and they said that he basically accused them of like doing drugs and didn't pay.
Oh, that's what you mentioned.
Yeah, he also tried to say publicly that we were all on drugs, and we were not. We were waking up in the morning. There was Romeo Rene, who was teaching me tantric massage later, doing the sound bath, and we were taking cold showers and doing the yoga and doing different exercises. Yes, it was pretty good, you know, like, and you can see, if we were doing drugs, we wouldn't wake up at 7, 8 a.m. and doing all of those things. We would sleep until 2.
Yeah.
And you could see that, like, we would not be here. Like, you can see when a person is on drugs.
Very desperate if he uses this kind of tricks and he thinks it will work for you.
And the worst thing is that there was one girl who was the first who left. She and Mugur left. What was her name? Maria something. Maria something.
Croatian girl?
Croatian girl, yes.
I know. Sweet Mary Sweet.
So she left the first from all of us, complaining the first from all of us, and then suddenly she was the champion of the section. She was the winner. She got so jealous that she was like on the top with the votes. Few people who actually were voting there on the website that was crashing and being hacked all the time. I was so ashamed to actually promote it to my fans because of so many issues with the website and things not working and lagging, and I had hacker attacks, and it was not safe at all. But I had to be professional, and I had to do my job, and I had to put a smile on and say, "Hey guys, come watch me," you know. And then so she was the first one who left, her and Mugur, and then suddenly she was a champion, and she was the only one who received money for it, and she was covering his ass and saying how everything was great and how she's grateful. I posted online screenshots of our conversation. She was so pissed. She was asking me to take it down. I was like, no, I will not, because you are a liar, and you're fucking it up for all of us. It's really hard for us to defend
because
ourselves.
She was happy that she at least got paid, and she didn't care the rest.
She didn't care. She was the winner, you know. And she, when we were there, she was the number one with votes for a while, because she gave a lot of publicity to the project, and she was speaking to reporters.
In Croatia. She's like the only Croatian actress.
Yeah. She told me that as well. So she was number one, and then I got a bunch of my fans coming in, and suddenly I was in the first place, and she was feeling very uncomfortable, and I was trying to be like, yeah, look, we're having a competition, you're first, I'm first. If we're like, I was excited because it's not fun if the same person is constantly on top on this kind of project. It's good to have competition. It means that people are engaging, spending, which means that we're gonna get paid. Yeah. So and she was so uncomfortable about this, And then I even had to tell, I cannot believe it, I asked my fan, who was the biggest supporter, to stop tipping me so she can be on top, because I didn't want to deal with this energy of like, I didn't give a fuck if I was first or second. I thought it was fun, but when I saw that it was not healthy, not a healthy competition, like, I don't want this bullshit. I really don't want this bullshit. And so, and she left, and then she was the winner. Like, she wanted to be the winner. She wanted to be number one, and she was the number one, and she got paid, and she was the only one who got paid. So I'm pretty sure she felt pretty good about it. I told her, you will not be happy with this money. I hope she will be happy, but I was so pissed off. I was so pissed off because we were trying to show people how badly it was organized, how that this person shouldn't be able to work in our business or in any business that's connected to people. And then we found out that he was arrested before for fraud and for crime against ecology. Yeah. Somebody sent an article to Matthew Myers, who was on a project with us, and we were like, yeah.
So you've been through a lot. I don't know if, maybe we're a little bit over past the 1 hour usual.
I think so, yes.
No, but I'm grateful, and although we didn't reach every topic I wanted to, I would like to ask if you would come again, maybe with Rebecca.
I would love to, yes.
Because
sure.
I don't know if I can share, but I almost convinced her to come.
Mm-hmm.
She was really close, so maybe she would come with you more easily.
Yeah,
because
for
I
sure.
see your cards. Is it that kind of?
How do you want to do? It's positive affirmations that really help to set the mood for the day.
Pull a card for it
night.
today.
Yes.
Hi, Vincent.
So this deck is called I Am.
It's so beautiful.
Yes, and there is Abracadabra, and then I don't remember the name for this mandala.
I know, just abracadabra means I create as I say.
I create as I speak. Yes.
As I speak.
Yes, and the mantra. It's a combination of things. And key. Do you want to mix them? If you want to pour
For you and you pour? Oh, for my...
For yourself, yes.
Oh, look at this. It's so beautiful.
This is from Bali. From a very special place. It's called the Pyramids of Chi. They created this actual pyramids, and they do meditation sessions, breath work inside the pyramids. The experience is very strong.
Hoppa!
Yep.
No,
And the one was skipped. You want to see the...
these are always... I'm loved and supported by the universe. Yeah! I don't want to tell what kind of all-night meditation I was last night, but at the end we got this blessing, like, you're innocent, and this card is like, I'm a newborn baby.
Yeah.
So I wanted to show through this card that doesn't matter what you did in the past, if you want to change, you can change anytime from day to other day.
You can change, definitely. Some changes easier to adapt to, some it's more difficult. But when you feel like a strong push, resistance is futile. Like, do not resist, it's going to get bad. Just roll with it. And we are multidimensional. So
we have many layers.
We have many layers. I don't think that we need to completely remove the past self to create a new one. I think the key is in transformation, yes, and just growth, you know, instead of like amputating a part of yourself.
Yeah, you have to
be
embrace,
whoever
because
you
if
want.
you say like, okay, I'm deleting the past, it's kind of like you mop it under the carpet. It's never gonna disappear until you not process it, embrace it, and use it for some bigger, better good, for your own bigger, better peace and good.
Yeah, and it's all experience. Any experience is valid.
Yeah.
So you want to pull another one, or should I do it?
You know, it's yours now. For me, it's the best card.
Okay. I am beautiful.
Yes, you are.
Uh,
And if you are watching it many times, you heard from me that you can tell bad things about yourself very easily, because we are kicking in the table and oh, how stupid and clumsy I am and forgetting things. But how many times we tell to ourselves, like, you did a good job today, and you are so clever, and you are funny, and we should start to cherish ourselves, because we are waiting everything from the outside world.
I think we have like, for sure, I did, I don't know about everyone, but I did have a fear of being selfish, because when my mother was like angry at me when I was a kid, she was saying, "Oh, you're so selfish," and it's a bad thing. You know, it's a bad thing to put yourself first. You always need to put another person first. But if you don't take care of yourself first, eventually other people will have to take care of you.
Yeah.
So, putting yourself first, unless you damage other people, is not a bad thing, and it's a necessary thing to do.
Yeah, but the long generations and generations put this in our head. If loving yourself is selfish, but
Yeah.
no, if you can't love yourself, nobody else can love you.
Exactly. Yes, and you don't even have love to share, because you don't have it inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you are not fully happy with yourself, like it's overflowing, you sharing just your emptiness or what you are missing, and if you are missing something, you can share just when you are so full of it. With this energy.
Yeah. At the same time, like for me, it was also a little struggle when I realized that I don't give myself enough love and credit, but at the same time, I couldn't just lie to myself and say that I'm perfect, because that would not be the truth. Because I was not perfect. I was irresponsible. I still am sometimes. Sometimes I'm unwillingly spread misinformation because I'm sure of something 100%, and it's not like that. I haven't fixed my teeth in like 1 year, and that's irresponsible too. But I spent money to go and travel for 2 months, so I cannot say that I'm perfect. But loving yourself is not about being perfect. Loving yourself is about accepting that you are not perfect, but you are growing. Yes. And it is amazing the capacity that we have to grow, to adapt, to change, to evolve, and the limitless potential that we have. It's so beautiful. Wow.
Yeah, it's getting really hot in here.
Yeah.
The energies are getting increased and reaching the level. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm really happy, and I'm sure we will continue soon, because there are so many topics that we couldn't reach, and we share so many same mindsets about life. And I'm especially thankful for give some intention about recycling and saving the planet, because today was the first who you were the first who ever bring this topic up, and I'm very grateful about it. So, guys, if you see
like
trash on the street, pick it up.
Pick it up. I don't like to say save the planet because like it's
like Greenpeace.
And
Greenpeace mantra.
Right now it doesn't like resonate with a lot of people, but just taking care of the place we live in that gives us life and feeds us.
Micro community where you are, if you start to do things, it will spread.
Let's just be mindful and try to manage our resources in a better way. So even it doesn't matter if you have 1 million to spend or €5, the way you spend it matters. Like if you buy the bullshit plastic bottle or packet of chips that is bad for your body and the environment, spending €5 is also support of the business that creates these things.
So thank you guys for watching.
Thank you.
Thank you, babe.
Thank you.
You're beautiful.
And you are loved and supported by the universe. And also beautiful. Yes.
Thank you guys.
Thank
See you next Sunday.
See you.